What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Doing some fab stuff on the 240 today. I don't know if you guys remember, but the lower rad support is pretty rusty. So we're gonna throw a brace in with this angle iron. Let's get the bumper off. Just like that, bumper is off. Let me show you what we're working with. So you can see down here, lots of rot. Very crusty. So we are going to fix that. So the way I am getting this done is with some cardboard. So I mock up the cardboard first. I got a piece that's the right length. I cut it down to scale, and then I'm gonna cut it so it folds up perfectly like this. And then I'm gonna go mock it up on the car and see where I need to trim this piece of angle iron to get it to fit perfectly. So we're gonna bend this up, or at least try and get an idea of where it should fold. Now, we test fit on the car. All right, so we have our test piece here. You can see I cut out the slots for the power brace down here at the bottom. So now it'll wrap around nicely and not hit anything. We might get close up here at the top, but I think I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna cut these first on the actual piece, and then I'm gonna see if it fits, because this is exactly an inch, and this is an inch by an inch square tubing, so it should just plumb up with those headlight brackets. We come over here to our actual piece, lay it out like this, get it nice and folded over, and I can see where I need to make my cuts. Safety first. Just like that, one side's cut. Just like that. New piece nice and cut. See, we're nice and cut out there. We're nice and cut out there. Let's go see how it fits. Let's see how we did. You go in like this. Right up there. Yeah, I am gonna need to trim. So I had to trim a little bit off the ends, but it's pretty much a perfect fit now. This end could go up a little bit, actually. Once I hammer her up in there, then it will be a perfect fit. Now we have to get a flappy disc in here, clean up all the welding surfaces, clean this thing up, and then throw some welds on there. All right, scope creep here. I'm actually gonna end up boxing this whole thing in. I'm still gonna weld this in as a support piece. And then I have some 16 gauge sheet metal over there that I'm gonna box in the top of this with. I ended up taking the bumper bar off just to give me a little more clearance. So I'm going to get this piece in here, something like that, and then I'm gonna box a piece from here, and I'm gonna weld it onto here. That way, because it's pretty solid up here, and that will give it a little bit more structure, and it'll make me feel better about it. So I'm gonna weld this piece in first, or tack that piece in, and then get work on the other piece, and then I'll weld it all up at the end. All right, we have this thing all held in there. Time to throw down some tacks and then get working on the sheet metal. All right, guys, the bottom piece is all welded in. Not my prettiest welds in the world, but it's tough with how thin this stuff is. It's also fully welded at the bottom, all across there. So it's in there. The reason it's not welded on the top, all across here, is because it's so rusty. That's why I'm adding the secondary piece of sheet metal on top to brace it a little bit more. I have my CAD, and I'm gonna make a cardboard piece for each side and then cut it out of that sheet metal and weld her in. All right, the sheet metal pieces are all cut out and ground down. You can see we're gonna box it in just like that. It is like 16 gauge sheet metal, so it's pretty thick, so it'll definitely add a little support. I just have to grind the rad support down so I can get a good weld and then slap them in. It's gonna look so much better than it did though. Like, look at that. That looks strong. This actually came out so fire. Look at that. All boxed in nice. No more floppy rad support. Definitely is gonna add some stiffness to the front end too. But it looks so much better. Now it just needs a little bit of paint so it doesn't rust, and then throw the front end back on. I'm probably gonna do the bumper tomorrow because I want to play with fitment stuff with the bumper and like putting washers and stuff to try and get it to fit better. So that will be tomorrow. But I'm gonna throw the crash support back on. Crash bar is back on. It is like 1 in the morning, so it's time to call it a night. I will catch you guys in the morning. All right, bumper is back on and job is complete. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. And this rust repair stuff is really fun to me. Like, I actually really like doing fab work. So, it was a good day. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.